Hey everybody, it's Neenah and welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the new inks and papers from Concord 9th. I love making color combinations, and this was a perfect opportunity to show you with the new products what color combinations that I like. So when I got my paper pad, I made sure to cut down little squares and label each square with the coordinating color. This way, when I go to grab this paper, I'm not guessing what color it is. I also did my ink swatches. This is very important to me. Anytime I get inks in my stamp room, I swatch out the colors so I know what the true color is. Now, what's so beautiful about this new paper and ink line is look how gorgeous the papers are. And the inks match perfectly with them. Now, to me, this new color palette is very sophisticated. I mean, they're colors that you would see, but they're sophisticated colors. I don't know how to describe that, but they're very pretty. They're vibrant, but also muted at the same time. All right, so to get this started, I grabbed my waffle flower color combo ink pad stamp. I got the die, and I also have the color combinations. This came in quite handy for me to make my color swatches. I went ahead and I stamped out some of these in advance. So just so I didn't have to take up the time of stamping this out. It's very basic. So I stamped that out on the paper that I would normally use when I'm using my inks. Now, I do want to zoom in on this because I really want to focus on exactly what I'm doing and how vibrant these colors are. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up in my mini MISTI, and I'm going to place that little square right off to the corner of my MISTI so it's tucked in nicely. And then I grab the square from the Color Combos Inkpad stamp set. Now, it's okay if you go over the lines of these little squares. That's perfectly fine. It's just so you can get the color down. So once I have that, I'm going to pick where I'm going to have my colors, and I'm also going to leave one square white. That will always be for like my neutral. So here are the three colors. This is my favorite color combination. You can find a card on my blog that I did Friday with these color combinations. And it just happens to be the same color as my logo for my branding. So of course I like this color combination. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and line that little square up again. And that's going to be where I stamp my first color. So you can go randomly around this, totally up to you. I just find that I want to start with my favorite color, or the color I think I would use the most. Now, I did want to show you a close-up of the ink pad. You can see how dense this ink pad is and how much color immediately comes off. They're really nice and juicy, so I don't see myself having to require a refill right away. But I am that kind of person, so I will be buying me a refill for each one of these just to have them on hand. I'm using my finger just to take some of the residue off of the stamp. And now I'm going to tap down that color. Now, what's so beautiful about these inks and these papers is that everything coordinates. Everything to me in my head has a rhyme of reason. So I'm going to stamp out that aqua first, again, making sure that my little square is tucked into that corner. And then I like to press down, kind of hold it there. And then you're going to see that the stamp is going to kind of like pull away from the paper. Can you see that? Very faintly. And then I have a good starting point, a good square. So next I'm going to go to the next color that I want to have next to this blue. So that's going to be square number 2. Again, you can do this however you want. Sometimes in my head, I have to pan out like what colors I would want to see next to each other first, and then add in that third color. So next I'm coming in with this gorgeous poppy. Oh my God, you guys, this poppy is so beautiful. It's like between a orange and a red. It's just perfect. It's absolutely just perfect. I'll go ahead and stamp my little square, press that down. Again, I'm just going to press it, kind of hold it, and then let the stamp release itself from the paper. And I find that doing this, it allows me to get a good swatch of that color. Next, I'm going to come in with my third color. Now, sometimes I vary on this of where I put the square or where I have my neutral color. So the next color I'm going to have is this Buttercup, which of course is such a beautiful name. I love the ink colors too. I'll go ahead and put that in that square, and I'll leave my neutral in that last square. All right, I can go ahead and ink this up and then press that down. So I'm going to do this style repeatedly throughout the video. But this just gives you a good way to see where your colors are going to lie next to each other. So look how gorgeous that is. That's the aqua, the poppy, and the buttercup. And I'm leaving that last square as my neutral because I always feel like if I want to bring in another color like this, I can bring this color in, but it's not going to be the base of my three colors. I hope that makes sense when I say that, because I can also bring in black. I can also bring in gold. So I like to just keep a neutral square there. So I know that that can be my fourth color if I wanted a fourth color. So let's go ahead and do that again. Okay, so I am going to speed these up, but I'm going to show you the colors. So I have Midnight, Stardust, and Mushroom. Another reason why I love these colors is because these are the colors of my bedroom. So you see, I can pull colors literally from these inks that are in my house already. And that's one thing I had told Greg at Creativation. I was like, oh my God, these colors are literally in my house. So I knew once I saw these colors, I had to have these inks. So I'm going to bring in that Midnight, which that Midnight is absolutely gorgeous. It is such a beautiful navy. I'll line up my next color that I want next to that navy, which is going to be that Stardust. So again, I'm picking the colors that I want to see together at first, and then bringing in that third color. Again, making sure to keep that neutral. So I'll bring in that Mushroom, and I'm trying to see what color I want that to be next to. I really like it next to the Stardust. So I'm bringing in that Mushroom, and I'm going to place it next to the Stardust and keep my neutral underneath the Midnight. So that's my color combination, but I wanted to keep the gray and the yellow together. But you can switch out that yellow to a Buttercup, which is the lighter yellow, and you can also put in the Sorbet as a fourth color. So there's another set of colors or color combinations you can use. Next, I love the sea glass, the Stardust, and the Mushroom together. So you see, I just took out the navy, or you can put the dove in there. You can mix it with the Buttercup. So you can see how beautiful just switching out from a lighter to darker shade with the dove and the Buttercup will also allow you to have a pretty combination. Now, this color combination, as well as the one prior, I feel is great for masculine cards. I know a lot of times I struggle with making masculine cards. I struggle with the color combination without it just being like a really bland or dark color combination. So having something as a go-to color combination for my masculine cards is really going to help my creative side. So there is that sea glass. And next I'm going to come in with that Mushroom, because those two colors I can see playing very nicely together and just having those two colors on a card. Next, I'm going to come in with the Stardust. Again, where do I want to see this color? For this time, I want to see it under that sea glass, because those two colors would pair nicely together if I only wanted to have two colors. So do you see how I'm building this up? And I still have my neutral spot. All right. Next, let's come in with something for the holidays, because, you know, they're going to be here before we know it, because we're in the middle of a pandemic and everything's happening fast. So I have the clover, the cranberry, and the dove. If I want to change out that clover, I can put in the evergreen, and I can have that as a little bit of a darker shade. But I love this clover because it's like a happy medium green to me. So again, I'm going to stamp my first color. I'm going to stamp that cranberry, because that cranberry is such a gorgeous red. It's a beautiful red. It's a nice holiday Christmas red. And now I'm going to do my clover. Now again, great holiday colors, and especially these color combinations together, because they're not like the traditional, I want to say, overly saturated dark Christmas colors. They're like the medium happy cousins in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and press that down. Again, waiting a minute for the stamp to release, and I get a good square. And next I will come in with that dove. Where do I want to see that dove? Do I want it under the green or the red? I'm going to choose the red because I can just take that red and that gray and make that a color combination. So again, this is just how it works in my mind when I'm creating my palettes. What colors can I see together and where could I see my neutral? Now that neutral, again, you guys, can be any color. It can be the wheat color. It can be black. It can be white. It could be gold. Now let's go into some happy summer colors. These colors are perfect color combination for a card, you guys. I absolutely love it. So first I'm going to come in with that parsley, which is gorgeous. Absolutely. It's like a summer green to me. So you see I had the clover, which I went more towards a darker green. The paisley is gorgeous for summer cards. I'm going to come in with that sorbet. And I was picking and deciding where I want it. I want it right next to that green because I can see those two right there being a beautiful color combination if I did not add another color in. Now I'm going to bring and I'm going to switch that square over to the corner and I'm going to stamp out that ocean side because those two colors play very nicely together. So if I only wanted two colors, I can have those and I will keep my neutral off to the side. See where we're going? I'm like in a rhythm here. So honeysuckle, sprout, and grapefruit. The sprout is a springy color green to me. Oh, it's so vibrant. This green makes my heart happy. And so is the color. So is the name of the color. This makes my heart happy. I'm going to come in with that honeysuckle, which to me is like the perfect pinky color without being too light. I don't do a lot of light color cards. I just don't. I do a lot of richer cards. So I'm going to line up my square again. And I'm going to go in with that grapefruit. That grapefruit, literally, you guys, is the color of a grapefruit. Totally color of a grapefruit. Now, these two colors would be beautiful together. Just stamped out with these two repetitively on a card. Look how gorgeous. But then we're going to bring in that sprout. And I'm going to put that sprout actually right under the honeysuckle. Now, I could have put it in either one of these squares. But in my head, I'm thinking the honeysuckle and the sprout will look beautiful together. Again, if I only wanted to use two colors. So I go ahead and stamp that down and then bring that up. And look how pretty that is right there. Just if I use those four colors in my white as my neutral, that will be a stunning color of a card. But I can put buttercup in there if I wanted to bring in some yellow. And this is how I do my color combinations. This is how I think this out in my head. It just makes a lot of sense if you're going to be making cards to already have the colors in your head that you want to use. This way you're not fumbling at the last minute trying to figure out, what do I do? You just grab your little swatches and you're good to go. You already know your color combination. So here's the ones we did today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in another video soon. Until then, make happy cards and stay healthy and safe. See you next time. Bye-bye.